What's going on, everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this video. In this one, I'm going to be going over some of the best locations in Fallout 76 to hit up to level up the fastest in the game. Now keep in mind, I know there are some more locations and events that I could add to this list, but I feel like overall this is a solid list. Also, I'm not going to be mentioning about the Scorch Beast Queen event in this list either. It's just because I'm trying to throw out more of a variety of locations for players to farm. So on that note, even if you are an extremely low character and just now beginning the game, this list should help you out. So I'm going to be showing locations where you can go to level up if you're a low level player. I'm also going to be showing plenty of locations as well that you can go to level up as a higher level character too. So pretty much this list can help you from start to finish, from the beginning to end game. And the reason why I'm setting it up like this is because I know there's going to be tons of new players coming on board for the Wastelanders DLC, and I'm sure a lot of players are going to be curious on how to get a lot of experience and level up quickly, and these locations should help you out with that. Also, on that note of the Wastelanders DLC, I know some of these locations are going to change a bit, such as you may encounter a new enemy type, like a human NPC that you may have to take on, but overall we should be able to take advantage of these areas still, even after the DLC comes out. And real quick, before I get into all these locations that you can go to level up faster, just going to bring y'all 2 tips here in the beginning. Be sure to sleep in a bed until it states that you are well rested, because as you can see in my effects now, I got bonus experience for quite a while. Also, be sure to invest points into the inspirational perk card, because this will also gain you additional experience when having this equipped. Definitely don't forget about those before heading to these areas to level up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into all of this. Hopefully this helps out. Okay, so to kickstart this off, I'm going to be showing you all a great location if you are a beginner player to level up at, and that is down here at Point Pleasant. You can find this location pretty early within the game. As you can see, it's located right here from Vault 76. When you get over here, you will find some insect enemies every now and then, but the majority of the enemies that you will encounter here will be scorched. And once again, they're going to be extremely low, so this is great for beginner players to level up at. Most enemies will be on the rooftops of this area, so keep that in mind. Before I go on to the next one, I'm going to go ahead and show you all real quick a great spot to go to encounter a bunch of enemies. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward me going to this location. Right here, before you go onto this bridge, you just want to head to the left, and this will lead you on top of the roof. Up here, you're going to find plenty of scorched, and not to mention, you're going to have a great point of view over the whole town, so you can scope out other enemies around the vicinity as well. So yeah, that's the first one that I wanted to show you all to check out, especially if you're starting a new character. This is a great area to level up at. Anyways, moving on, another great area for low level players to level up at is over here at Morgantown. You're going to find an insane amount of feral ghouls just running around the town here. I mean, just look at all these I gathered up chasing me, just roaming around the town for a bit. You gotta admit, this is awesome. Unfortunately, these are lower level enemies though, so I'm not getting a lot of experience. But hey, like I mentioned before, if you are a lower level character, this is a great location to go to. This is one of the best locations to level up the fastest at if you are lower level. Also, not to mention, there are plenty of locations that you can go into around this town that'll have even more enemies to take on for some great experience. I highly recommend farming this area. This is a great location to go to level up pretty swiftly. And by the way, in case you all don't know what I mean by farming, I mean just simply quitting out of the server that you're in once you take out the majority of the enemies around this location. And then when you spawn back in, the enemies should be all back around for you to take out again. But anyways, this next location that I feel like I have to add within this video of showing y'all locations to level up fast at is Mama Dulce's, which this is also located in Morgantown, but I want to specifically cover this. The only time this area is beneficial is when the Feed the People event is active. Be sure to not skip this event when you see it pop up in the top left of your screen. When you see it pop up, just immediately head on over to Mama Dulce's and start this event. Heck, even if you are a higher level player, I'm sure most of you know that this is a great event to take on, because once you complete it, you get canned meat stew, which gives you plus 5% bonus experience for an hour. And to top it off, this won't spoil, so you don't have to worry about these going bad over time. And not to mention, they don't stack, so do not rush and eat them all at once. Just take your time with them. You have a total of 5 hours of bonus experience because you get 5 canned meat stew when completing the Feed the People event. Definitely an event not to pass up. especially if you're trying to get some quick levels. That bonus experience may be only 5% extra, but it adds up. And by the way, the Feed the People event is pretty self-explanatory. You shouldn't have that much difficulty completing it. Anyways, next location up here to encounter a mass amount of enemies to get some great experience will be located over at the Eastern Regional Penitentiary. Now, I recommend going to this area if you're at least 5 and higher, because most of the enemies levels that you'll be encountering around here will be level 3, 9, and you'll encounter some super mutants as well, being level 10. So I definitely recommend at least being level 5 coming here. But overall, this is a great spot to go to if you are a lower level player to get some great experience to level up pretty quickly. Inside the penitentiary, you're going to be encountering tons of feral ghouls, which once again, their levels will be 3 to 9, typically, from my experience anyways. And not to mention, when you get done farming around inside the penitentiary, which it can feel like a maze, especially if it's like your first time ever going inside this location. But yeah, once you get outside in the courtyard of the penitentiary, you're going to be encountering a lot of super mutants. So be a little bit more prepared for that area, especially if you are a lower level. These super mutants will be the highest level enemies around in this vicinity, and they are surrounding the courtyard. But overall, definitely a great spot to be farming, especially if you are a lower level player. And there are some events that will pop up here too, which will just gain you some more experience while farming this area, because you'll be taking on more enemies. Okay, so next location up here is another great area for high and low level players to go to, and that is over at the Landview Lighthouse, which is located right here on the map. You can find this place pretty early after leaving Vault 76. However, this place is only beneficial to get experience when the Path to Enlightenment event pops up in the top left. As soon as you see that event pop up, you immediately want to head on over to this Landview Lighthouse location. It seems like this event only takes place at night. At least that's the only time I've experienced it. And during this event, you're going to have to take out a bunch of fireflies and collect their biofluids and then deposit them in the light on the lighthouse. And once you deposit enough, that will summon the Wise Mothman. And when you summon the Wise Mothman, you then just want to interact with it. And when you interact with the Mothman, it'll give you wisdom. And as you can see, it actually pops up in your effects, and you'll get 5% extra bonus XP. So definitely an event not to pass up at this location. This goes out to low and high level players. That little bit of experience can definitely go a long way when helping you get levels as fast as possible. Okay, so sixth up here on the list, I have for you all the Whitesprings Resorts and the Whitesprings Golf Club. I'm just combining these because, well, they're a part of one another. The Whitesprings Golf Club is infested with feral ghouls. Honestly, this is one of the most infested locations that you can possibly find, loaded with this amount of ghouls. At the moment, anyways. I don't know if that's going to be changing in the Wastelanders DLC, but I highly doubt it. What I like doing is gathering up all the ghouls, running through the golf club, and then when I got them all, I run outside of the building and have them tunnel out, and I typically take them out like this. However, another tactic that you can pull is by going over into the tennis court here and having them tunnel to you this way, because there's only 2 entrances into this tennis court, and you can shoot through the fence. So it is another great spot to set up at. And not to mention, you don't have to technically be a high level to farm here. You can actually come here at a low level too, but you want to be sure you're one of the first players to get here, because if you're not, then typically these ghouls are going to be higher levels, but you can sometimes find them at a really low level, as you can see here. Like I just mentioned, you just want to make sure you are the first person coming here and spawning them in, because if you're not, then more than likely they're going to be higher level. So yeah, this is one amazing spot around this area. Ask any veteran player. Once you get done taking out the golf club area, what you want to do is take this route that I'm taking here and run over to the cottages. In each of these buildings, there's typically going to be a ghoul or 2. Sometimes even more. I guess it just depends on the building that you're heading into. Also keep in mind, there will be some legendaries that you'll be running into as well. So you possibly might have a chance at getting some good gear too. So yeah, definitely don't forget to hit up these cottages. It's a pretty straightforward route too. Once you get to these cottages, you just keep going straight pretty much and following them, and it'll eventually lead you on the other side of the main building, which is the Whitesprings Resort, also known as the Greenbrier in real life. So yeah, just basically be looking around the Whitesprings Resort, and you're going to be finding loads of enemies to take on to get you a ton of experience. I highly recommend low and high level players to farm this spot. Anyway, so yeah, that's the 7th location. The 8th one will be located right by the Whitesprings Resort, over here at West Tech. At this location, you're going to find loads of super mutants. Purely super mutants. And in case you don't know, they give you a lot of experience for each kill. You get way more experience for taking out these rather than a ghoul. You can find tons of enemies outside of West Tech, so be sure to take out all of them before you head on inside the building. And once you're inside the building, you're going to realize this place is infested with super mutants once again. So definitely be prepared when you come in here. This enemy type is no joke. They can definitely pack a punch, and they don't have to technically be up close and personal to you. Most of them are armed with weapons. So on that note, they're harder to dodge rather than you going up against a ghoul. You can just easily jump on top of a car, and then you're not as much of a target anymore. But yeah, so that's the 8th location. The 9th location I have for you all, Harper's Ferry and the Burrows. The Burrows is the sewers of Harper's Ferry. Typically at Harper's Ferry, you're going to be encountering super mutants as of now. I don't know if in the future in Wastelanders you may be encountering some kind of different enemy type, but at the moment you encounter tons of super mutants here. Sometimes it can switch up and you'll encounter a bunch of scorched or feral ghouls. There's 3 different enemy types that can potentially spawn here. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's not always super mutants. And in the sewers, you'll encounter tons of ghouls. Loads of ghouls. Like, this place is more infested than the Whitesprings Golf Club by far. Honestly, this whole area is way better than the Whitesprings Resort. It is highly underlooked to farm. Okay, so last up on this list, I have for you one of my favorite spots to farm. And that is the Charleston Capitol building. This place is heavily underlooked. It honestly used to be the best place to nuke until Bethesda nerfed it and made it so the ghouls inside the building no longer mutated to glowing ones. But anyways, the reason why the Charleston Capitol building is a great spot to farm is because, well, there's 2 different areas here that you can really look at. For one, if you're a low level player, as you can see, there's an entrance here that says 15 and up. So it's recommended to be at least level 15 coming in here, but you can be like level 10 and still take on enemies here easily, as far from my experience anyways. But yeah, inside here you're going to be facing quite a bit of scorched enemies. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like the greatest spot to be at when you're a low level, but it's not a bad spot. It definitely can help you out with levels to get to a higher level. But the reason why this spot is so freaking good is because of the other building that you can enter, which is located over here. As you can see, it's recommended to be at least level 30 and up coming in here. And that's for a good reason. Like I mentioned, this is my favorite place to farm. What I like doing in here is kind of similar to my tactic at the Whitesprings Golf Club. I try to gather up all the enemies and I have them tunnel at me at a certain spot within this building. What I like to do is run to the end of this hallway and go up to the 2nd floor here in the Charleston Capitol building. And in this room, I just wait for the enemies to tunnel on inside here. Now, when you first get in here, you're going to encounter an enemy or 2. So yeah, be sure to take those out. But yeah, as you can see, all of the ghouls will be funneling right into this room. This is an amazing tactic to do, and one of my favorite places to farm. And to top it off, you can find quite a bit of legendary enemies in here as well to get you some hopefully good gear. And I forgot to mention, Harper's Ferry as well can contain quite a bit of legendary enemies too. Just be prepared to be finding random legendary enemies from pretty much anywhere that you farm. But yeah, there you have it, everyone. That is my list. I know there are other locations out there that I could have added, and I know there's other events out there that I could have added, such as the Line in the Sand event that's at Fort Defiance, or the Project Paradise event that you can encounter at Arctos Pharma. But I tried to just go over events that will give you bonus experience to help you level up faster, and I also tried to have a variety of locations here for low level players and high level players to take advantage of to get levels fast. So yeah, hopefully this compilation can help you all out when trying to level up your characters. The more bonus experience that you get stacked on your character, of course, the faster you're going to level up. So be sure to be sleeping to get that bonus experience. Be sure to take on that Mothman event if you can. Be sure to eat the canned meat stew. And heck, I'll just throw out a bonus tip right now. If you can, cook cranberry relish or cranberry cobbler. I'm not going to explain how to get that recipe to make those, but those also give you bonus experience when you eat them. So definitely something to keep in mind. I guess that's wrapping up this video, everybody. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. If you did, consider taking a little bit of your time and leaving a like on the video. The support is greatly appreciated, and also it helped get this more passed around the Fallout community so more players can take advantage of these tips and level up faster. Also, if you're new around here, I'm just going to give another friendly reminder here at the end of the video. If you're new around here, consider giving my channel a chance and sticking around and subscribing. I'm dedicated to uploading Fallout 76 content. As always, though, all of that is totally up to you. Once again, just leaving a friendly reminder here at the end of the video. I'm Avery, though, everybody. Thanks for taking the time, watching, and listening. Until next time, remember to try to stay safe out there. Peace.